Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Black Rose Society, a game of swashbuckling action, suspenseful intrigue, and completely healthy family communication at absolutely all times, all set here in the world of 7th. My name is Dan McCurdy. I'll be the storyteller this evening. You can find me on TikTok, Blue Sky, YouTube, and various other places that you will need to look extra hard for, but there might be a reward if you find me. Now I will allow my players to introduce themselves, starting with Alastriona.
Hello, I'm Abby, or Dat Bardic Charm on TikTok. Tonight I'll be playing Alastriona Toran, Inishmore Soldier. Let's try that. Soldier. And just family. What is family? We'll pass it on to Arnau.
So, hi, I am Arnau Cecero, also known as Chandler or Kingdom 0905, depending on where or when you're watching me. And I am playing the lovely Arnie Cece today, or Arnau Cecero, the duelist thief slash spy slash general rich man merchant person. And I'll pass it down to Asgeir.
Hello, everyone. I am Ryan. I go by Darth Caustic on all socials, including TikTok and Blue Sky. And if you find me anywhere else, Dan needed extra money. He conned me into it. But you can primarily find me on the Dark Domain RPG Twitch channel, where we play a bunch of horror games and do spoopy stuff. But tonight, I'll be a little bit more whimsy as I play Asgeir Ironhand, the Viking warrior blacksmith from Veseminiar, team proclaimed muscle daddy and adopted dad to a little knot, and trying desperately not to let the star-crust lovers kill themselves. But I'll give it over to Batgirl Nikoletta von Richter.
Don't ever call me that. What's up, everybody? I'm Farm Grown Nerd, or you can just call me Kelsey. You can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky. And if you find me anywhere else, no, you didn't. Mind your business. I am playing Nikoletta von Richter, the Hexenwerk Eisner this evening. So let's get it started.
Batgirl.
All right. In our previous episode, the party had come to the castle von Richter, the ancestral home of Nikoletta and her family, and found out upon arrival that Eric von Richter, the current Baron, or Freiherr, is missing. An immediate refusal to do anything that might ever get her a title. Nikoletta drove the group into the castle to figure out what was going on with this. As the party was starting to look into things, they met various people. For instance, they met Heinrich Meyer, steward of the house, who seemed perhaps a little too interested in getting Nikoletta set up in case she needed to take over take over the family line. They also met, specifically Arnau met Abelard Hoffman, Nikoletta's distant cousin from Freiburg, who was named as heir to the barony should anything befall Nikoletta. They also met Erika Wagner, the mistress to Baron Eric in the years since the death of Annalisa, Nikoletta's mother. And as all of this was going on, as they were searching around, suddenly they started finding some odd things. Asgeir, who was poking around trying to see what was going on, noticed a method of transport to a hidden room in the castle. And upon entering, they found a special suit of armor and various things that indicated that the von Richter family was not everything that it seemed. That they were also, in addition to being the noble, well-thought-of barons in Eisen, they had also played a vigilante role. Seeking out those who were up to no good, evil nobles, and dealing with them, having been particularly busy since the fall of Eisen under the hordes of the undead. And yes, they started referring to it as the Bat Cave. And going in pursuit to figure out what all was happening, they traveled into the labyrinth underneath the castle von Richter. And while they were traveling and looking and trying to see what was happening, they found Baron Eric, still alive, though barely. A rope having fallen and having broken, and he'd fallen a long way. His leg shattered. But when they initially found him, he looked like a Castilian gentleman. It was only upon removing his mask that they realized he carried one of the masks of Lost Vagabundo that, when worn, would transform him into this almost mythical freedom fighter. They didn't talk about that much. There were other things going on. And and now we come to the episode. It has been, well, let's go ahead and start with this. Having rescued Baron Eric, who is going to be a very long time recovering from injuries, as he severely shattered one of his legs and was going to had spent weeks before being found, and so was very hungry and very dehydrated. The use of the castle was offered to the party as long as they wanted to stay. There is business underfoot, however. To their knowledge, none of it is particularly pressing at the moment, though again, they seem to have shown up in Avalon and Charus just in time to evade horrible catastrophe. So with that offer to stay and spend some time to recuperate, remembering that some of you have gotten the absolute crap beat out of you in some fairly recent fights, how long would the group, do you think, choose to stay in the Castle von Richter?
Probably as long as it takes for the others to heal up, including Demetrius's pride.
So a month.
Yeah, probably.
At least. Maybe
Demetrius
2.
has no pride left.
Just saying. You used the rope, I used the axe. It was way cooler.
Realistically speaking, for the way we've been traveling, probably about 2 weeks, right? Sound reasonable?
I think we
Yeah.
can go with that.
Okay. You are all in the castle for a period of about 2 weeks. And this time you get a chance to eat and to relax. And given, for everyone who isn't Nikoletta, for everything you've ever heard about Eisen, and you've seen the worst that Eisen has to offer, you've seen the hordes of undead, you've seen all this other stuff that's going on and is happening. The castle itself is relatively calm and peaceful. Asgeir, all of you having significant war experience, Asgeir, Alastriona, and Arnau, you would see just how incredibly defendable both the town and the castle are, which makes sense. It has survived all this time, even with the hordes of undead that are roving around. And so there's a chance to really relax. Abelard, seeing that the Baron was alive and his heir had been accounted for, eventually returned to Freiburg. Though as he was walk out, he would have given a bit of a wink to Arnau and possibly left a notation with an address in Freiburg, should Arnau ever wish to write or come and visit at some point. And traveling out, you've all had a chance to rest and relax. Nikoletta.
Mm-hmm.
When did Nikoletta, as a kid in her home, given the nature of what she was researching, would there have been a lot of late night researching, like under candlelight, everyone else is asleep, she's staying up quickly writing her notes, would you say?
Probably, yes.
Mm-hmm. You are falling into old habits.
Sounds about right.
Given everything that's going on, you've had plenty of opportunities to get a chance to stay up and rest, and no one here is going to judge you. Your dad is not leaving bed anytime soon, and all this other stuff. So people around listening, but you've started staying up later and later. It's just when you're more comfortable doing the work. And you hear a door creaking open. Your first instinct is this is probably your dad. He is very much a man who has difficulty listening to doctors when they tell him to stay still and wants to be up and be around. So what does Nikoletta do?
She stops for a minute, probably douses whatever small little candle is just about burned out through the wick, and kind of leans her ear up against her door, listening for footsteps.
You can hear footsteps coming down the hallway towards your door.
Oh, okay. But is it that cadence of footstep? You know, the limp.
You Your notice is what?
That's a good question. Give me just a moment. No, it's a 2. My notice is a 2.
On a 2, you're fairly certain this is not your father's lamp.
She'll poke her head out the door, like, just...
Looking out the door, you see Monica Koch, family cook, daughter of the previous family cook, and she is about your age. You two grew up together. She was around her mother while her mother was doing the cooking. You were around. And being the only 2 girls your age of that time, naturally you sort of hung out and became friends, though societal demands kind of made it hard for it to be a true friendship. Like you were allowed, even encouraged to play together, but she always had her mother reminding her very much that she is a daughter of a cook and you are a daughter of a baron, and that led to some difficulties. But you see her kind of creeping down the hallway, her long black hair tied behind her.
Monica,
Nikoletta,
how have you been?
She rushes up and gives you this huge hug.
Very awkward pat, but affectionate nonetheless.
I'm sorry I wasn't here. I'd been out visiting over at the in Freiburg and was learning things, and I heard about your father, and so I rushed here, and then I heard you were here.
We had to make a stop to go take a look at the family catacombs. There's quite a bit of to-do going on across there.
Can I come in?
Of course. She stops.
It's too dark.
Yeah. she stops and she kind of looks over at the reliquary that has the black rose in it. Says, "Just give me one moment," and throws a blanket over it, and then come in. So light a candle.
She steps in, and your room was so dark. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you.
No, you did not wake me. I was trying to see if I could catch my father trying to sneak his way out of his room. You know how he is.
Erica's no better at keeping him in one place than your mother was, apparently.
No.
Oh, sorry. Is that awkward to hear?
Nine. Don't worry about it. It was years ago.
He does seem happy with her. There was even some talk about possibly marrying her, but some of the other lords said that would not be right in the current stage of the country. You'd think with this new duchess out east that such requirements would start to drop away, but they've always been more conservative.
I'd be very interested to speak to these gentlemen with these opinions about my father's love life, but right, that is interesting. Thank you for letting me know.
She steps in and sits down. So you've been traveling for some time.
Quite a lot, yes. There was extra studies to be done. Always more studies, you know me.
Just always, just... And you're traveling with all these individuals. Like you're still with Demetrius, yes?
I don't think Demetrius would let me out of his sight, even if I tried. There was a short bout there a little while ago, but I don't think that is ever going to happen again now.
What happened?
Oh, you know, I wanted to speak to a gentleman. He got a little bit, what is the word? Asshole-ish? No, not handsy. That would have been less concerning, I think. No, you're not in the room. Yeah, he needed help with a problem, and the rest of my traveling companions did not take kindly to the apparent kidnapping, despite the fact that I was perfectly unharmed when they found me, and the rest of them seemed to be, what is the word, beat to hells.
Well, I mean, that's always kind of been the thing, though, right? Like, I mean, ever since Sarah, everyone treats you like spun glass.
Everyone has always treated me like spun glass. You see me. Everyone does.
Never stopped you going down into the catacombs, though.
Well, of course not. I can't be told what to do. It's not very von Richter of me.
I always wanted to go with you, but Mother always said she would beat the snot out of me if she found out I'd been down there.
Hey, I tried. I went to your room. I had an extra candle. You said no.
I know, Isn't that, like, all the bodies down there though? And
We live in Iceland. If you wanted to get away from bodies, you need to move homes.
where else have you been? Where have you traveled?
Oh, we have been to Montaigne. We have passed through Castile. There's been several places that we've gone. We've headed towards Western Menavia next, I believe, or maybe Osar. Not certain.
I wonder if they're as scary in Uzura as all the stories tell. I mean, those are old stories. It's been a while since Icelanders were scared of anyone, but
Something tells me they're not. But then again, with everything we've been finding, it's entirely probable that they are. So, flip a coin. Either is as likely.
well, I wanted to see you. I should get back and make sure that these girls have not completely destroyed my kitchen in my absence, but it's good to see you. Will you be staying long?
A few weeks. We've been rather on the go for quite a while now, so we need to stop and rest. And I would like to try to make sure that my father doesn't break his leg again. I realize it's not going to be a successful endeavor, but I have to at least try.
I'll try to get him to drink some milk for the calcium, but you know him.
Mix it with a little bit of whiskey. He might take it then.
I'll give it a try. And she gives you a hug. Again, awkwardly, but just like, it's good to see you. Take care of yourself.
And you.
She kind of steals out. Asgeir. Actually, this is for all of our master crafters. In the secret room, the Bat Cave, whatever, over the home of, over the room of Baron Eric, you all have found a remarkable piece of armor. Showing construction designs from old empire, if not earlier, updated, made so that it can be upkept using modern methods. And given everything that has happened, how many of you would have requested more time in that present? So 1, 2. Arnau, are you interested or?
Armor's not really his thing.
Okay.
But it does sound like a very profitable experience to study it, so that way he could see if he can sell something similar. So, the
Want to make a team version of it?
Yeah, the capitalist in the room is thinking about how he can talk Asgeir into making a team move version of the armor set.
I want you to ask him that, please.
I'm not going to phrase it like that, obviously, but he's thinking about it.
Okay.
Besmirch my honor in such a way.
All right. So up in the well, actually, he wouldn't. What he would have done is there is the family smithy that he has, that he often has worked in, that he has been known to work in, and so that has been kind of set aside and made available to you all. Everyone who is currently in the household has some awareness of the von Richter family activities, or are just not going to ever go near the family smithy. So there's generally you're able to see some of the designs he has. The actual armor stays up above his room because but you have access to like the various plans and stuff that he had laid out. And if you want to take a look at the armor itself, that is allowed, but no actual work on it at this moment. What all are you looking at, and what are you interested in as you are, or if you're interested in other things around the castle at this point? Remember, there is also apparently a living ancient Baron von Richter who has a deep historical knowledge of the past. So yeah,
I think that's where Arnau is, considering he's working on his scholarship.
All right, so you went down to him. So in the in the smithy, what are Asgeir and Alastriona getting up to? Let's start with Asgeir.
I know he took notes on the armor initially to where he could take aspects and incorporate it into other armor, but he is very much invested in learning anything he can glean off this armor.
Okay.
Including, I know, they're not going to share the secret directly, but, maybe if there's tanning methods or certain things he can broker out of them because he knows he's not going to get the whole deal.
Don't you have the blueprints?
Yes, but they don't give me exacts.
Mm-hmm.
I could
So
recreate.
you are more
something very
focused on the
similar to it.
materials than the actual construction.
He has the blueprints, which I think he
Like-
could tinker with. But if
Mhm.
he has the methods of how things are molded, tanned, and prepared, he could probably fill in the gaps.
All right, go ahead and give me your wits and scholarship as you are trying to kind of discern.
Okay, and we're gonna use that flare die.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's
I'm
rolling
giving
that.
I'm giving Asgeir a hero point.
Ha!
While he is working on that, Alastriona, what are you looking into as you're seeing all of this stuff?
So it's not just armor. There's also weaponry here, yeah?
Yeah, there are definitely a significant number of small weapons that seem to be incorporated into.
Chandler, I
the
love you
suit.
so much right now.
Do you want to just go ahead and do that and then I can do my thing? Or
Yeah. Okay. What are your successes, Asgeir?
5.
Dang. Okay.
All 3 of the all the ones I added in from the hero point rolled 10s.
That'll work. All right. So as
That
you
would have
are
been a 2.
as you are digging through, looking through all this stuff, some of this stuff you know even they can't make. They have what they have. They shape it as is necessary and stuff like that. But you are starting to get the beginnings of ideas on how this stuff might have been made. It's an alloy. And outside of Vesemin, Avignard, and Eisen, the making of this kind of alloy, typically it's done with volcanoes because it's hard to get
Well, ironic, we know where one of those is.
furnaces of this time to that level of heat. But as you are looking at this stuff and starting to figure it out, you're not sure. It would take a whole lot of work. And you would need to do some sussing out because it's an alloy of what? Ugh. But you're beginning to think it might be possible to make Draconism. There's a few missing steps, but you are finding yourself, and the making of this stuff has been lost for years and years and years. So you have the potential to become the first Draconism smith in maybe 1,000 years.
Excellent.
Alastriona.
so she is more interested in looking at the weaponry that is around and kind of getting a feel for like how they differ from ones that she's familiar with. Kind of if she were allowed to even maybe pick something up and just kind of get a feel for like how it is in her hands.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and give me your wits and weaponry
I can do that.
as you are sorting out what you can figure out from these weapons that you see.
That's a good pool for Elma. Three.
As you were poking around and looking at the weapons, they are remarkably well integrated into the armor. They are, and one of the things you're noticing is the way they are set up is you use them while you're fighting, and then when you're done fighting, you drop them and they retract back into the armor. So you are not managing this whole thing as a weapon. You use it and you let it go, and just you continue. Like the emphasis on freedom of movement was clearly a setup here. Like this, as tough as the armor is, it could have been tougher. It's clearly they sacrificed a lot of that in order to make sure that the wielder would have top mobility. Like a full suit of armor would be tough to duel in. This, you're pretty sure a duelist could comfortably use, and the weapons are built to accommodate that. And as you were breaking it down, you see there's a place on the back to hold a Zweihander. There is a scabbard near the belt. Not really a scabbard because that would involve putting back in, but a place where it would attach at the belt in order to for a lighter sword, daggers in the sleeves, daggers at the hips, daggers that can come out of the boots of the feet. And as you are playing with it and moving around in it, it just feels right. Like every one of them just perfectly balanced. And it's clear a lot of thought went into this armor. And the armor was for a style of combat that you haven't really seen used. This has been clearly very highly specialized. But as a fighter, you pick them up and you're like, oh yeah, you would do this, you would do this. It spins perfectly.
She'd be looking at him and kind of not fiddling and trying to like really use them, but just would have them in her hand, like just mumbling. It's fascinating.
And you're beginning to think with what you've seen here and your own crafting ability, you would be able to incorporate this into your own weapons. You don't have the knowledge to build the full set of armor. However, you could potentially acquire a way to be able to get daggers very quickly, at a moment's notice and stuff like that, rather than having, whole belts and bandoliers hanging to carry a lot of weapons with minimal interference.
You're gonna definitely be trying to incorporate that at some point then. Okay. But that'll be for another time, I'm sure. But she'll be like smirking as she's fiddling with him, like as that realization is happening. Just all right.
Gotcha. All right, Arnau, you're heading down into the catacombs.
Indeed, that is exactly where Arnau is going. A little afraid because Nikoletta is not leading him at the moment, but he always does things that he's afraid of. That's how he found. That's how he found Ezekiel.
All right, you travel down, and having been here before, I'm not going to make you roll it out. You are because it's the part of the family catacombs that people are supposed to be able to find when they're going to do their to pay their respects. And so you come to the crypt, and you see the cage with bars over the front of it, and the figure of the old Baron von Richter, Baron Friedrich, laid out on top of the casket.
Do the dead rise?
If called upon, Castilian.
I'm merely here to learn. And if I know Nikoletta is your descendant, you probably like to teach.
The white pushes itself up, steps off the casket, and stands before you. We have been known to teach, yes. Though Eisen, of all places, has learned that knowledge is dangerous.
Indeed. But I do not wish to learn the things that certain others would likely wish to learn from you.
Despite my nature, I am not a creature of Hexenwerk, and so would be unable to teach you anything of it. So what is it you wish to know?
The answer is simple. I have some questions about you, your history, your abilities. I'm very intrigued. The history of the area that you're in. You exist in a state of decay, similar to Nikoletta calls you grandfather, but you seem a bit older than what I would expect Nikoletta's grandfather to be. I could be wrong. I mean, she's not exactly a spring chicken, so it could be a little older. It could be about your age, but but I'm a little intrigued.
I am, in fact, her great-great-grandfather.
That's what I was interested by. So, I have a few questions, if you wouldn't mind, about the history of the Kingdom of Eisen.
You may certainly ask.
There's stories in Castile that Eisen was always this way. Obviously, political history books and the like say otherwise, but and the fall is relatively fresh. But has Hexenwork always plagued this land? If not to this degree, just held at bay barely?
Eisen has always been a land of savagery. But once, it was known not for shambling undead, but for monsters. All sorts, all varieties, including the last dragons in the Drakenisen Mountains. So, Eisen was always a hard land, and for that reason, the Eisener Empire was unchallenged for a long time.
Interesting. Is that where your family gets its coat of arms from? The Last of the Dragons?
He smiles. Observant, yes. Not the last of them, though. We began as dragon hunters.
Interesting.
And then stopped specializing.
So now you would just call yourselves hunters?
In my time, that is what we were. We hunted monsters in all forms, including human ones.
Would your great-grandson also consider himself a hunter?
Yes.
Do you have the expectations that your great-granddaughter will not be that way? Great-great-granddaughter?
You can't smile or anything like that. There's no skin. It's all just teeth and bones in the skeleton. But there is the sense of the mouth. You get the impression of the grin widening. She would deny that she is. Eric would claim that he did what he could to protect her from it. But she is very much in pursuit of the family business. And did it without guidance. She simply picked the path. She might be the truest von Richter in 10 generations. Everyone else needed help.
I wanted to reassure you of that, because I saw it in her. I wanted to make sure you did. Now, back to history. As I've done complimenting your great-granddaughter, and if you ever tell her I said that, I will tell her that you're a lying
will
wife.
you do?
I will tell her that you're a liar. I know I can't harm you, and I have a feeling if I tried, you would kill me, and probably are powerful enough to do so. However, I will just tell her that you're a liar, and I'm a very good liar. So, that I might be able to do better than you. Nonetheless, how would you like to be referred to? Is Friedrich or Baron, former Baron, Grand Baron?
The Baron is a title that belongs now to Eric, so you may call me Friedrich von Richter, or just Friedrich. When one has little skin, there seems not much reason to stand on ceremony.
If I know people from Eisen, a lot of you stand on ceremony just as much as we do in Castile. So I just wanted to make certain I didn't offend you. Friedrich, sir. I have a few questions about Your own existence. So, when were you? When were you born?
He gives a
As
date. I don't have it in, but it puts it well before the fall of Eisen, well before the 30 Years' War.
fascinating.
In modern times, like all of the nations, with the exception of the Samartian Commonwealth, had not yet been formed. But otherwise, it's a time that Thea looked fairly similar to what it looks like now, just Eisen not overrun with undead.
And Arnau is actively he's got a notebook and he's actively taking notes as he's speaking with him. He's asking him questions about the history of Eisen, what the world looked like for him, what the political situation of the world looked like for him, what Cecile was like if he traveled, well, how much traveling he did, all those sorts of things. For the most part, just trying to see what basically doing like conducting a basic interview, basically trying to see like what your life was like back then and how different was it from now. And he's going to stay away from the fact that he's a white.
Go ahead and give me your panache and convince.
Scholarship? Okay. Panache and
Because
convince.
this is how long he tolerates the questions.
Panache and convince.
Ah, yes. He too has joined the club of how long do I put up with this man?
To be fair, this is something that it's great. Okay. So I'm going to re-roll one of these dice because I can do that because I have a lot of dice in convince. This is not a great roll for Elmo.
So good dice for good pool for Elmo, but not a good roll for Elmo.
Yeah. So that is 3 raises.
3 raises. He's able to give you good information that in some places kind of goes along with what you'd always learned, what you'd studied before, and in others seems to go against it. He had visited Castile and paints a picture of it, and you're trying to figure out what the difference is, and you're like, it's a Castile before the Inquisition became what it is now. Before the Inquisition controlled the church, before the church's influence in the country was as prohibitive as it has since become. He is aware of Los Vagabundo, but they were a much smaller organization then, before they had the Inquisition really to test themselves against, and that sort of thing.
And I'm assuming that Arnau can sort of tell that he's tiring, right?
You can sense that he is unused to speaking like this. Doesn't seem to mind it, but you're not quite sure what's at play because he isn't human. And so, what's your empathy?
Arnau's empathy is actually really, really high. His empathy score is 3.
Okay. You get the impression that he is spending energy to do this, and that energy does have limits. Now, whether it's lifespan energy or I need a nap energy, you're not sure.
He's going to look to Friedrich. I can tell I am draining you with all of these questions. It is good speaking with you. I was also interested in how your existence as a white may be, but I feel as if perhaps that is a question for another time.
He raises a bony hand, and as he flicks his fingers, the bars of the cage bend outwards, creating a space that he can walk through. And he steps out towards you. Existence as a white. Well, suffice to say that in my time as Baron, I made enemies. And one in particular managed to cast a curse that stuck. What I am, and he kind of looks at the bones. I am not a creature of hexenwork. But creatures like me were part of the research that created hexenwork. I am numb in many ways.
Cursed
But
to
it has
never
put me
rest.
in a position to watch after my family. So I do.
So in some ways, the curse even backfired. It is good to meet you. Well, you said you were numb. I hope to one day come speak to you again. Maybe, in fact, empty some of the silence for you. Because I know the silence must be tiring.
The silence is my correct state. It does not bother me, and I do not easily track time while it exists, but your visit has been a pleasant interruption of that silence. But be aware, Arnau Cecero, if I had become the monster that the one who cursed me wished to make, there would be very little in this castle that could stop me.
It speaks the resolve of your family line, a resolve that Nikoletta shares.
He nods and he steps back into his personal tomb. But he walks over to the casket and lifts it with one arm. And that alone is impressive because that is designed to be heavy enough that people will not casually open it. And with one arm, he lifts it up and reaches in and pulls out a pendant, a silver medallion. Lowers the top and walks over and hands it to you.
A gift for me or for
A
Nikoletta?
gift for you. Of an old world. But there are some who, if they see it, will consider you worthy of aid. And steps over and begins to sit down on the casket again.
I will let them know it was granted to me by a dear friend. I'll return and speak with you again in the future, if Nikoletta allows me.
The von Richters can be stingy with knowledge from time to time. But it seems that she has granted you access that few receive. Remember the gift, that is, and honor it.
If I ever tell her I came down here, I'm just gonna go leave. Boom.
All right. So the time in the castle has gone fairly well, generally passed, and you all are coming up on the time when you are going to leave. I'm going to go ahead and say that because we don't have him here today, Demetrius has gone out ahead to do some running. There are no big hordes in the area at the moment, but his main goal is to make sure that the way north back to Posen is as clear as he can make it. So hopefully there are no repeats of any of the misfortunes that befell the party. So you all have had time to work. You've all had time to study. The one thing I will say, Nikoletta, I believe that Demetrius mentioned to you the way that you could potentially communicate with Sarah.
Oh, Belle, I want you to understand something. I feel no regrets about doing this while you're not here.
It's up to you, but in the safety of your room, in the Castle von Richter, would Nikoletta attempt it?
I mean, as you've heard me say once before, let's roll to see if I know better. Nope. Yep, she's doing it.
All right. What would be? Would you tell anyone what you were doing? Would you do it in the quiet of your room? What is the?
It would
you speak
likely
to
be.
anyone?
It would likely be in the quiet of her room. Yeah.
Mhm.
She probably would, despite everything, though. Tell her father. I don't believe
Let's play that out. So you go into his room.
Oh no. Okay.
He's set up with pillows and everything, and looks fidgety. Looks like an old man who got hurt and does not want to admit that he's an old man who got hurt, and so is just things. The Nikoletta.
Father, staying still. I see.
Until the next time Erica looks away.
I'll have to make that suggestion to Monica. Make it double. I wanted to warn you that I was going to try something. Demetrius seems to think that Sarah may not be gone.
What?
It is difficult to say. He's been having visions, and you know Demetrius as well as I. This is not the sort of thing that he just makes up. Fantastical tales of things that he did, of fights that he won, of bets that he has since triumphed, but visions of Sarah? That's not like him to lie about such a thing.
You have a way to try to have one yourself.
A sort of way, yes. Something that one of his such sites said that I might be able to communicate with her, and I would like to try, but I also felt I should let you know.
I am not particularly in a position to stop you.
Because that's part of the reason why I'm telling you.
What risks are you undertaking by doing it?
Given that I'm not anywhere near a spectral prison, not much. It's just a conversation. If it even is a conversation. Worst case scenarios, and if something gets knocked off of your bookshelf tonight, that's me waving.
And your friends? Demetrius has already departed, and I imagine you trying it now is not coincidence.
You know me. Demetrius has gotten, understandably to a degree, considerably more protective and hover-ish.
What of the others?
I suspect if I told Alastriona, she would simply caution me to be careful, which I will be as careful as I can. Asgeir would likely insist on going to find Demetrius, so I'm not telling him. And Arnau, you know, it might actually not be a bad idea to have Arnau there. I might go speak to him.
Have one of them there, at least. Have someone watching over you.
I'll speak to him.
It is not weakness.
I'll speak to him.
Before you do go, while you're here, I understand you all leave in the morning.
Yeah.
You haven't asked many questions about everything. Is there anything you want to know?
Many questions, both that do and don't really need answering right now. The task that that we are all undertaking at the moment it takes precedence. So while, yes, I do want to know, I respect that you've had your reasons to keep it from me until now. And I suppose until whatever this nonsense is that we've stumbled into, it can wait.
All I will say, until you're ready for the deeper questions, it was never for fear you couldn't handle it. It was to allow you to make choices that Sarah didn't feel like she could make.
I understand. On the topic of questions, she's kind of got her hand over that pocket at her left breast. Just, I don't suppose there's been any her nose is getting red.
Nikoletta, my leg is shattered. You could take the barony now if you had simply wanted to. Ask the question.
I told you at Sarah's funeral that choosing a suitable partner for the barony, that I would leave that up to you. I don't suppose you've found anyone?
There are some potentials, but no deals have been made. I figured I would wait until you were done traveling.
Could you maybe throw a name into that basket for me?
What name?
Edmund, and I'll admit Kelsey doesn't remember the full rest of his name, but she'd give his name.
Edmund de la Trivier.
There we go.
A Montagnan.
Father, he's a brilliant mind. And a good man besides.
He leans forward, pushing himself uncomfortably, like he's reading you very carefully. And your father has always had that ability, like, sometimes he would be so preoccupied by things that were going, like you could walk right under his nose and he wouldn't notice. And sometimes he looked at you like he could see every thought you'd ever had. Know the last time you'd failed to brush your teeth, like all of that. And brilliant mind.
He is. And Muscatari, besides.
Muscatari.
He's very capable. Set to be a marquis, should he give up his charge.
A Marquis of Montaigne, a Muscatari. The Retrouviers. I might need to send a letter to see what I can learn of this Edmund. But if, and he tilts his head, you're not asking because of his suitability. That is a handy advantage.
He is very kind. That is all.
That is not all.
And her nose is getting just redder and redder the longer this conversation goes on.
You love him?
I will tell you, like I told him, like I told Demetrius. I don't believe I know him well enough to call it love. But I also know myself well enough to not understand what else I could call it.
Then love will work. I came to love Annalise in time. We were arranged. But in time we found a unity in cause. Erica. Erica is here because I love her.
I figured as much. She seems to suit you quite well. Are you happy?
He glances at his leg. I've been happier, but...
With Erica, Father, with Erica.
Yes.
Then that is all that matters.
I will make overtures to his family. I can make no promises beyond that, but I was ready to let you go your whole life never knowing about that armor, so you could make your own choices and follow your own path. It would be hypocritical of me if you, as Baroness von Richter, in time, if you find someone suitable, the day may come where my permission is no longer required. The Baron von Richter must withhold judgment. The father is enjoying the blush on your face and wishes you happiness.
I only mean to inquire, that is all.
No more lies. I'm tired. Do not apologize for joy that you find. Sarah never apologized for Demetrius, and if I was going to allow that...
I often wondered if you know of that or not.
Demetrius Penn is many things. Subtle has never been one of them.
This is very true. Well, then I suppose I should go find her now. And you make sure and drink all of what Monica gives you. Promise me that?
What is Monica giving me?
Something you're going to like. Trust me.
Okay. Real quick, we're going to switch over to Alastriona. In between working with the weapons and looking at various designs and stuff, what would you say Alastriona's been just spending her time on in the castle, like when there's downtime or...
What does she do? She's not really like a self-care girly. Like,
yeah, when she has free time.
What is that for her? Like, she's a bodyguard 24/7. She is kind of on all the time. So I don't think she knows what to do with downtime. She just kind of creates work for herself.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that at some point that involves like training and keeping
100%. If it's not making sure like Verity is safe, it's like training or just keeping her wit sharp, something that keeps her moving and on the go.
You go out, they have a full-on training yard because they can't exactly send their soldiers out into the field without training first. So they have a place and they're there, and swords are crossing, and you see a young man who seems to be going through sword forms himself, and sees you and gives you a bow. I do not believe we've yet had the pleasure of being introduced. Captain Schmidt of the Von Richter's House Guard.
And she'd kind of slightly bow. Oh, nice to meet you. Alastriona Toran.
It's rare that we get visitors from Inishmore. It's good to see you here.
We don't We don't travel very much, no, but here with my friends.
And those who do probably don't consider Eisen a travel spot. Are you here to do some training?
I am, if that's all right.
Already. Every time. I can't hear an Inish accent and not duplicate it.
I know
Anyway.
I make it really appealing, but
he walks over to a line of weapons and goes, swords, axes, spears. What are you thinking?
I'm pretty good with a sword. Maybe I should try with something else just to have a bit more range. And she'd pick up an axe.
An axe? He's like, better yet. And he grabs one of the spears. A lance, really, and tosses it to you.
She'd have the axe in one hand. She'd try and catch the spear with the other. Just put the axe back down.
He pulls one off and does some spins. We're in a place where keeping your enemy at a distance can be very useful.
That's fair.
And he starts stepping around you. It's like, have you used one of these before? And it's possible. In army work, often pole arms of various kinds are expected. He's stepping around her. She's not stepping. She's just sort of turning, wherever he is moving. She's just kind of turning her body to face him. A few times back in the army, but it didn't become my weapon of choice. Holding a formation with these, it's easier to hold a formation with these than any other weapon you could use. Keep the enemy at bay, knock riders off of horses, knock someone down from a horse if you desire. When you're on your own or in a small group and you can't hold a porcupine line, it becomes a bit more difficult, but can still be used. Would you be interested in trying?
I'd love to, yeah.
Captain Schmidt is in it. There's nothing I can do about it now. All right, so
everyone's finished.
Everyone is in it. All right, go ahead. And as the two of you start sparring, go ahead and give me your with a heavy polearm like this. It is going to be a brawn and weaponry roll.
One, two, three. 1, 2.
I'm not even going to roll for him. I'm going to treat this as a risk. You have 3 chances of wounds.
Does Fencer come into play with this kind of
Fencer
weapon?
won't because it's sword specific.
Okay.
But you do still get flair.
Yay, flair. Fuck you, dice.
Oh no.
Fuck you.
Have your dice finally failed you?
They did. I'm so offended. It's all ones.
Oh no.
It's mostly ones. I got one. I got one raise.
Would you like? So you have a ton of unused dice. Or do you have any? Is it
I have I have 4 unused dice.
Would you like to sell one of those to me for a hero point?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. Not that desperate.
Alastriona, you don't drop the lance because again, you are a soldier. You have 3 in weaponry. You know how to use a spear, but you're used to using a spear with a whole bunch of other people using spears next to you and only having to deal with someone coming from you straight on. So his maneuvers and the way he tries to knock your spear out of the way, you are not seeing this coming. And you take 3 minor wounds just of getting thwopped repeatedly with a big stick as he keeps moving around you and getting into hits.
Like I said, it wasn't my weapon of choice.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You keep waiting for the soldier next to you to fill in the gap when someone moves to your side. They're not there. It's old training, old habits that are getting in your way. All right. Try it again.
She'd hop back up, kind of shake it off. All right. Be good. Oh, you heard me curse at you. Much better. Much better. Jeez Louise. That's 3.
3. All right. So you are able to, this time you're able to hold off all but one of the minor wounds as the two of you go. And you're starting to get a better feel using more of your sword instincts than your spear line instincts as you are managing to bat his spear away. And he nods as he's moving around. He's like, okay, good. You're keeping me at bay now, except for the one little mess up. But he tilts his head. All you're doing is parrying me at this point. You need to try to get a hit of your own in. One more time.
All right. I'll show you what I really got then.
Is there anything you want to do to try to mix it up here? Try to talk me into something.
So this is honestly no, because Braun and Finesse are the exact same role for her. So it's really
how about you take a hero point then?
Oh, what was that?
I said, how about you take a hero point then?
A hero point.
Take you 3 extra dice.
Well, exciting for me. Okay, hold on now. That's 4 this time.
All right. So what I will give you is, so you have, as always, the 1 to just kind of hang in the fight, 3 risks of minor wounds, and an opportunity. The opportunity is getting a good hit in of your own as you are going back and forth with him. So to get that, you're going to take another minor wound, which I believe will get you to a major, correct?
No.
No, you're not too dramatic yet? Okay. Okay. So do you want to do that then?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay. You come in, and this time you're able to give him actually a good crack over the head. You're both wearing helmets, so it's not like life-threatening or anything, but just the he takes the hit and drops back. Yeah, very good. You have good instincts. Just old lessons you need to unlearn.
I just needed to warm up.
Now, let's get some of the other lads in here and give you some chance to see how to use it on a larger group. It's always about hordes. No more rolls needed, but he's able to. You are clearly a talented fighter, and so he sees this more as an opportunity to let you beat up his soldiers so that they can get better now. So you're basically helping him train as the two of you are whapping people around. All right.
She is better at dealing with large groups. So.
Yeah. I specialize in groups, mostly gangs, that kind of thing.
All right, so
you're on the brute squad. All right. So, Asgeir. Tis a late night in the forge. And
yeah, and this is probably the most Nikoletta you've ever seen him be. Like forging, working with something, scribbling notes. Lifts an empty tankard. You, Mead. Goes back to what he was doing.
You're working and working, you're working. You're not going to get it here.
No.
That's immediately clear. You've been using some scrap metals that they have to say, is this what I'm looking for? No, it's too brittle. Is this what I'm looking for? No, way too heavy. Is this what they're looking for? And you are working and working and working and working on this. And you're starting to recognize what you are missing is magic. Draconizing, the missing ingredient, the hole in all of the recipes, is a sorcery of some kind. And you're beginning to put together that possibly part of the reason that Draconizing can't be made anymore is the lack of dragon fire that was used in its forging. That said, dragon fire is not the only form of magical heat in the world.
What other magical forms of heat would he maybe have heard of?
There's rumors that some of the volcanoes, particularly in northern Vestin Menavinyar, are actually infused with the spirits of Fae. Old legends of the gods defeating Fae in the war and infusing their spirits into forges that were being used. All kind of far off, distant stuff.
Eldionator. Eldionar.
Are you looking for heat?
Perhaps.
You're the only one in the forge that you can see.
I don't answer questions from voices that I cannot identify. This is Eisen, after all.
Do you want heat? Fire?
I do.
Are you willing to make a deal in order to gain that heat?
State your deal, spirit. We shall see if it is one I will make.
First, what is it you wish?
The magic heat to be able to forge what I want.
You see a plume of flame in the forge. You didn't work the bellows. No fuel was added to the fire. It is hot enough to be uncomfortable even with you and all of your protective gear. You have been working forges for a long time. You've been working this forge for a long time. You are feeling it through the leathers.
Ooh. Is this what you offer then?
There is many fires in this world, but none burn hotter than mine.
Well, not. And who are you? Sutor himself.
So you've already heard of me.
I would be an ignorant Vestin man to not know the name Sutor.
I have had many names. If you wish to invoke it, this is the deal. And we're going to cut over to Nikoletta.
You son of a bitch!
Nikoletta, it is late, but you have just left your father's. You've just left your father's room. You have a plan. You also have some confusing things that have been said recently, but yeah.
Yep, she's. We're putting a pin in that. She's going to find her now.
You go to the room where you know Arnau has been staying. There's a knock at your door.
Occupied!
I'm going to do something dangerous. Do you want to watch?
Immediately opens the door. You said danger?
Yeah.
What kind of danger? Come in. Do you want a glass of wine before you make a stupid decision, or do you just want to make the stupid decision?
The stupid decision will be best had under as clear a mind as possible. Do you recall whenever we were in the Star Chart room beneath Montaigne, and I laid down on the floor for a little while. Remember that?
Actually, Arnau and Asgeir
I'm trying to remember if they weren't there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they hadn't
Okay.
joined you.
Well, then
they were in the game, but they weren't with the party yet.
She goes into detail about that. Then what I was doing is called it's called Wraith Walk. I essentially have a sort of out of body experience for a little while, and it's really ill advised to have that alone. Demetrius, no. Verity, no. Asgeir, no. you're my best option.
You forgot one.
Alastriona is... I wouldn't want to worry her.
But you're okay with worrying me? Your
Something
best...
tells me you won't be worried.
I'm not a sociopath, Nikoletta.
It's not because I think that you're a sociopath, because I think that you trust in my abilities and you actually would believe me capable. This is not meant as a slight, Arnau. We are friends, are we not?
We are. Now, I would be very much willing to watch over your body as you make a horrific, horrific mistake. Why are you trying to race walk again?
To speak to my sister. Demetrius has been having visions, or so he says, and he said that she gave him instructions that I might be able to speak with her if I were to use one of my engines.
Your dead sister.
She may not be dead, is the thing.
So, I'm going to propose a theory to you, Madame von Richter. You're the future Baroness, so I don't want to be too presumptive and say too much that might get me beheaded in the future. However, which is more likely, Nikoletta? Either A, that your retainer is having a stress-related mental breakdown because his former girlfriend was murdered in a battle that he brings to himself, thinking that it was his fault for doing so, and therefore and now you have been put in a life-threatening situation multiple times in ways that he feels like he should be able to protect you from, but has routinely been shown to be not necessarily inadequate, but unable to defend you under certain scenarios, and therefore has led to a further stress-related breakdown, therefore causing hallucinations, as well as potentially being added on to by the fact that he may have had certain venereal diseases that may have popped up from his dalliances. Or, Nikoletta, that your sister, who is dead, that you had thought was dead until very recently, may actually be alive.
Arnau, if we go conduct this in my room, then you can pretend to Demetrius and Verity you had nothing to do with it, yeah?
Okay, I could like I said, I know you're going to do it. I'm just trying to, I know you're very rational. So I just wanted to make certain that you had thought this through about the potential of what may have happened that may have meant that you can't always trust what certain people say sometimes. I just wanted to make certain that you had thought about that possibility.
Oh no! Best case scenario, I go into my brief sleep, and I don't know. I float around for a little while. I'll throw a bottle at your head. How does that sound?
Okay.
And absolutely nothing else happens. Worst case scenario, I do the same exact thing and nothing still happens.
I'm just trying to make certain that you don't wind up like your grandpappy, okay?
I'm starting to think I should have spoken to Alastriona.
Like I said, I'm just trying to make certain you thought this through. I'll totally watch you. I'll keep you safe. I'll read a book or something. Do you have a book on the history of Bison? I have some things I need to compare with some things your grandfather taught. I wasn't going to tell you about that.
My God, you went to speak to my grandfather?
I do. Anyway, you want to do that? You want to do that race walk now? We both have something to keep secret.
Certainly. What did he tell you? As I start walking to her room.
Many things. He also gave me this. And he's like showing off the medallion that he was given.
Oh, that's incredible. And they go on. Like, she's not upset about it at all, so they're just chatting about it as they walk to her room.
Nikoletta, with your scholarship and your connection to Eisen, you recognize it. It is the emblem of a long thought extinct guild of dragon hunters.
Now that is very interesting.
Yeah, apparently you are descended from like a long line of hunters. We already kind of figured this out, but it's more
Yeah.
confirmation than anything.
Well, I'm more impressed that he gave you the tokens than anything. You must have shown him something he was quite impressed with.
I was simply just interested by him, and he's an immortal man. I thought, maybe speaking to him, giving him friendship in a way that he doesn't experience as much anymore would be helpful. It's just something that, I can only imagine how lonely he gets being there for so long on his own.
That means a great deal to me that you thought about that, Arnau. Thank you.
You're never going to tell anyone that I was thinking about anyone else, all right?
Tell anyone what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Thank you. You cannot tell Asgeir, Alastriona, and especially not Verity, all right?
No, not Verity.
I expect you and Demetrius have a weird relationship. I'm pretty sure he already knows, like, telepathically. So I'm not going to even question that. But you especially not Verity. Especially not Verity. Oh no.
Don't worry about that, Arnau. I assure you, I won't tell Verity.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, come on. Again, I'm just going to take a little nap for a while. It's not going to be that big of a deal. It's probably not going to be anything.
If you wind up becoming a wraith like your grandpappy, I will have to kill you. Well, actually, you'll probably kill all of us.
That is not going to happen. Okay, worst case scenario of anything that happen, I die. Okay? I'm not going to turn into a wraith. It's fine.
Don't do that.
You're the one that wants to freak out about worst case scenarios. That's the worst case scenario. Come on, you're such a worrywart.
Well, you're not allowed to die. First off, Demetrius will kill me. Secondly, I kind of like you, Nikki. So
you called me Nikki.
I'm never doing that again.
All right. Stepping into Nikoletta's room. Nikoletta, you do know that the primary caution of this unguent is you have to be back in your body by sunrise.
Yep.
If you don't wake up by then, you won't wake up.
Yep. She's just mixing up the ingredients real quick. Okay, no. Again, this is not going to be.
What does this look like? Because you're preparing it in front of him.
That is.
What does it look like?
True. Give me one moment. Where did I put them? They're here somewhere.
Arnau is going to be asking you probing questions while this is going on. So what does this when combined with this do? Very intrigued.
I've got the actual ingredients listed somewhere. Give me 1 second. Okay, so
Arnau, just how curious are you being?
Quite actually, probably a little bit too much. But Arnau being wit 3 is a very curious man.
Give me your wits and your scholarship, Arnau.
Since I'm talking with Nikki, it's the same pool. Never mind. I was gonna say, can I do panache and scholarship, but it's the same role.
No, this is about what you're putting together based on what she's saying.
Okay. So that is 2 raises with a dice left over.
To be clear, you'd already made this unguent, right? And we're just mixing it now for flavor in the moment. You did one of these a while ago, I feel.
I did, but it was just that one time for Wraithwalk beneath Montaigne. It's just the grinding of some herbs. You notice her toss an inordinate amount of belladonna into it, as well as a chunk of what looks like some type of organ.
Okay. Do you have a hero point? Because the creation of a major unguent does require one.
I do have 1 hero point.
Okay, there you go.
Is it a spleen?
It's a heart, actually.
Are you sure? That looks like a spleen.
Yeah, this mixture looks wildly unpleasant. Like, this is not the soup.
No, this is the nasty that you accuse all of her things of being. It smells bad. It looks bad. It's bad.
You know, Nikoletta, this smell is very disheartening.
Shame on you, and shame on me for laughing.
Down in the dungeon, you hear Friedrich come out. He's coming for Arnau and the rest of this.
People
He
are
doesn't move
screaming.
very fast, but you have to sleep sometime.
It's like it follows.
The brain cell. Okay.
What were your raises on your wits and scholarship?
2 with a dice left over.
Would you like to sell it?
Yes.
All right.
I want my hero
Take your hero
point
Oh no.
back.
Oh no.
I am now up to.
I find your timing very interesting.
I'm now up to a certain number of villain points. You have it in front of you. How do you set yourself up? Do you like sit on the bed and drink? Do you lay down? Do you like?
Well, it's a pace that gets worked up. So she sits on the bed, she gets like a thumbful of it and goes, well, buttons up, and then smears it all over her tongue. And the second her mouth closes, her eyes roll back and she just.
Arnau, you now have the beginnings of an understanding of hexen work. If you want later to have a story in which you get that to the point of actually practicing, talk to me about it.
This is dangerous for me, and you know why it's dangerous. You did this on purpose.
What, me? Tempt you? Why?
You as well as Dan.
Nikoletta, your body falls away from you is the sensation. And you are sitting on your bed. You stand up. You see, what does Arnau look like as Nikki just collapses backwards?
There's a moment of like, shit, is she dead? And then he realizes she told me this was going to happen. This is not.
And she is visibly breathing.
Yeah. So it's just the immediate, like, you know how when somebody, like, have you ever seen somebody like pass out in public and then they like hit their head on the floor or whatever, and you panic? There's like a sense of, oh God, something's wrong. Especially since this is Nikoletta is one of his friends, despite the fact that he'll never admit it publicly, because he's a disaster twink. He sees Nikoletta fall, and his first instinct is, oh God, and try to grab her. Obviously, he stops himself before he does. But he looks almost, there's a moment of like panic, and then he calms, and then he starts going through the books. That Nikoletta probably would have pointed him to, which ones he can read and which ones are not allowed.
There's one book that's turned around. The spine is not faced outward.
He knows that Nikoletta can see everything that he's doing, so he's not going to touch that one. But there's definitely,
because I don't think she said that.
No, and that's not the book that's just above table. That Nikoletta didn't do that. Verity did.
While you are reaching for the book, so you see all of this, Nikoletta, and then from behind you, you hear a voice. Hello, Nikki.
She kind of takes that in for a minute. Wants to have the sensation of taking a breath, but rather pointless. So just she turns around.
And standing in front of you, pale, plain white nightgown, is Sarah von Richter. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. We will be back in a few minutes, and we'll see you then. It's clear this is going to turn into a fight. What are we doing?
I got it. I am going to spend a hero point, look at Umberto, and say, Cugino, it's time for you to kill some shit. And she's going to activate his virtue immediately.
By virtue?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to? Wait. I don't know anything about you yet.
Okay.
No!
What? Could you tell us what the virtue is that has been activated?
Umberto's virtue, passionate.
Damn it!
Oh,
I had a 50-50 shot. God damn it.
how does passionate work precisely?
When another hero is going to take a wound, I can step in and take the dramatic wound for them to prevent their wounds.
All right. So
So basically, she just goes, your time to shine, Kujina, and just pushes him in front of her. So anything that comes for her, he's taking the hit.
I thought it was the other one. I'm sorry.
so that's Lenora.
Leonora activated Meat Shield.
The four that were going to go to Lenora. Umberto, you leap in the way of, and you take them for yourself.
You actually just take a dramatic wound and then add 4.
Why are Fate Witches so feared? I don't know. And welcome back. Alastriona.
E.
It's a cold night. And you've been having trouble sleeping.
That bodes well.
You wake up, or don't even really wake up, just you lay back and you open your eyes. And just, you know those nights where you just can't sleep, you lay down and no matter how exhausted you are, you just can't. That's where Alice, where you can't even be like, I should be exhausted, but I don't even feel tired. That's more the energy.
Okay.
And you get up out of bed, maybe grab like a robe or something to wrap around you. Walking to the window of your room, you look out and you see the town down below you. And there seems to be a festival of some kind going. A lot of torches are lit, giving a well-lit air despite the late hour. Moving, dancing. Some of the music is drifting up the hill to the castle where your room is. Any interest in going?
If I can't sleep, might as well.
How would you dress for what seems to be a common party? Like, these look like villagers.
Oh, she wouldn't get really that dressed up. Like neutral greens and browns, but like loose, actually shirt similar to one you're wearing, kind of vibe. From across the way, probably wouldn't be able to tell, is that a lady or a man? Because she's just
okay. You make your way down, and one of the guards sees you as you approach the door. Ma'am, going out to the festival?
Yeah, I couldn't get some sleep, so figured maybe go out and get a little excitement, tucker myself out.
Have fun. All night's a good celebration.
If any of my associates wake up or wonder where I am, you let them know, yeah?
Sure, if they come around, ask.
Appreciate you.
You make your way down, and you see dancing, and you see pillars with streamers that have been tied to the top being danced around and wrapped around the poles. You see places where folks have rudimentary telescopes that they're looking up at the stars. There's food thick, heavy Eisen food, ale that's being prepared. And you're not familiar with All Night. Most of the time as you've been traveling, you found everyone kind of has the same versions, just, slight translations on different festivals. This one seems, it doesn't connect with any ritual or any festival that you were aware of in Ishmore or that you've seen anywhere else while traveling.
You're just kind of taking it all. She would get herself a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of
It
walk around.
is Eisner. This is Eisner beer, and it is thick. This is a porter. This is a stout. This is a loaf of bread in alcohol form. Is what you have in your hands right now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a milkshake beer.
And Fräulein, and behind you is Guard Captain Schmidt.
Hi.
Wasn't expecting you to come down and join.
It wasn't my first. Well, to be honest, I was trying to sleep but couldn't, so figured I'd come and see what all the hubbub was.
He smiles and shows around. This is the all Nacht celebration. Just a local thing.
Is there any special meaning to it, or is there anything special that happens at this thing that you think I should make sure to be part of?
It's a celebration of about 25 years ago. A rather large horde hit this town. And they were on the verge of breaching the gates. There were so many of them, the bodies were actually piling up to create a platform that they could, or a ramp that they could have used to walk and climb and go over the walls. It wasn't enough for just the soldiers. The villagers came out. Whatever they had, holding the walls, defending it. To hear them tell the story, Baron von Richter had wings as he was fighting off the horde. Really, to hear him tell it, they were just running along, fighting what they could, him leading the line because he had the best armor. It's the sort of thing. There have been many such battles. But this one they remember. Because this one, it wasn't just the von Richters protecting them. They fought side by side. Celebrations like this is why this town still exists.
Need some lightness within the dark, eh?
A reminder that we can beat them off. Fight them. And maybe eventually the war ends.
In my experience, the war doesn't ever end. It just ends for the person to make way for someone else who's going to keep fighting it.
It's been that in Eisen for three decades, this war against the undead. But they weren't always like this. And maybe one day we can drive them back, kill the last of the Hexen workers, put down any remaining ghouls.
All of them. You want to put them all down?
It's the best way to make sure. There are some who claim to have good intentions, but seeking out that kind of knowledge, the ability to raise the dead.
I can't say I know a lot about it, obviously, but I don't know if making blanket statements is really going to be as beneficial as one would think or hope. Like you said, There's still good people out here in the world with good intentions.
When I was small, I heard stories about other wars. Because that's what we teach our children. And I heard an awful lot about the Fey War. Especially as it was fought in Inishmore.
Mm.
And that was the line of your queen of the time, right?
Aye.
Drive them all back, slay them all. Leave
Aye.
no Fey blood.
She's just
I
nodding.
can't imagine she'd think much of your current king. I don't know the man, so I don't want to judge, but
Yeah, you're not wrong. The history is there. And look how well that worked out. Didn't get rid of all of them. But did trying to eradicate them really help the situation either?
Mhm. I killed my first ghoul when I was 12 years old. It had tried to break into the farmhouse, had knocked my dad over. I collapsed on him, was about to bite him. I grabbed a poker from the fire and shoved it into its eye. And I've been fighting them ever since. Some of them are just animals, but there's always those that think they can manipulate it. I guess in the end, I don't know how we'll tell the good hexen workers from the bad. And maybe it would just be best if that knowledge was wiped out.
She's just kind of swirling her drink in her hand a little bit, listening. I don't wish that on anyone. Don't wish having to have your first kill so young. I wasn't much older than you were. First joining up in the Inish armies.
Did you fight Montaigne?
I fought many places at this point. But what it does also taught me is that there's a big difference between killing for the sake of killing and killing because you need to.
I've always needed to.
I
I've
believe
never
that.
been in a position to learn the difference.
I believe that. You haven't had a chance to really look into it much, have you? But
Even
there is
now.
a difference.
Even now, we have our watchers on the walls. All this noise, all this extra light, it always pulls some of them in.
You have a need to protect your place. I get that. But that doesn't mean that every single person you have to protect yourself against.
He gets a small smile on his face. Nacht is supposed to be a celebration of life. Would you care to join me for a dance?
I'd love to.
And he leads you out onto the floor. Asgeir.
Ah,
A form seems to appear in the fire. A head with eyes and teeth. Now you can see me.
since you finally show yourself.
The deal is simple. You have a possession, something dear. Fire like what I offer. burns many types of fuel. What do you offer to burn to gain access to my flames?
Well, first, I need to know that you can deliver. Show me once what you can do, and then I can make my offering.
This is not
This is him trying to convince it to forge like one thing.
Fire requires fuel. The fuel is the deal. Without it, the flame will not burn. With it, the flame could burn anything.
You ask me to give up something dear.
Yes.
And he thumbs out the little totem that he wears under his shirt. You mean this?
That will do.
Tell me, Spirit, do you know who I am?
You have my name. I'd be willing to hear yours.
Asgeir Ironhand of the Veseminjar. You know who I am. You know what I am. And you know it is a fool's errand to try to bargain with those that would fight the gods themselves. Take your dark bargain back to Helheim where you belong.
If a time should come when it's worth the flame, maybe we'll speak again.
Then you shall find you bite your tongue for eternity.
And the face dissolves into the fire. Nikoletta. Sarah is standing in the doorway.
You speak to your boyfriend first, really?
I couldn't reach you.
Yes, he said something about my Hexenwerk. Yeah.
She seems to be looking around as if to see if anyone is listening. Arnau is staring at a book on the bookshelf, and all around nothing. And she's not looking like down the hallway. She's like looking through a wall. And with your scholarship, you're putting together that she is seeing something different than the place where you are.
What is it?
I was lying. But not to Demetrius.
Then who are you lying to?
The ones I'm with. When they learned what I can do. That first time. We're under attack. Those creatures on the ship. If I woke you, you would have run out into their midst. And so I woke Demetrius.
The ship, you mean before the island? This is how long you've been... Who are you with, Sarah?
You're the one that they wanted. You're the one they wanted me to talk to most of all.
Who is they?
There are compulsions I am working on. But she suddenly seems more aware of the room and walks over and puts a hand on the covered black rose. The one who cultivates them.
The Dark Mistress, you mean? Is she how you survived?
They were everywhere. A much bigger horde than we expected. And I'd sent Demetrius away. The best runner I had. Because it was more important to warn. It was more important to warn the castle than to draw them off of us. And just as I thought that they were going to get me, guards dying, merchants dying, families. Suddenly she was there. We'd fought for hours. Night had fallen. And she was there and she knew my name.
So someone claiming to be the Dark Mistress approached you and did what exactly?
She opens her mouth and you see the vampiric fangs. I'd been bitten. And she said she couldn't stop what was happening, but she could make something else happen instead. I thought anything would be better than being.
Can you leave her? Sarah, you know me. Studying is what I do. It has always been what I do. We can find a way to fix this. Just come home. Father misses you.
I can't disobey direct commands.
Can't.
I've tried. I can misdirect. They don't understand the full reach of my power. And the mistress never. She made clear. It started out just you.
What do you mean, just me?
There was something about you. Something. Something that called to her. Something she wants. I didn't understand it. When she said it was hexenwork, at first I thought she was lying.
So your Dark Mistress cannot reach me for whatever reason due to my Hexenwachsen.
I am the only one who can do what I do. The vampiric gift, it's different to everyone who experiences it. She has amazing power, but she cannot contact another's mind at a distance. I did it with Demetrius first.
What can she do then? Can you tell me that?
She made me this. I was infected. She showed me my eyes in the mirror. And now I am a vampire.
We'll fix it. I will find a way to fix it.
If anyone could, it would be you.
Yeah.
But I am in... I have seen her send people like the Portiers of Montaigne walking through time and space and just arriving where they need to go. I have seen constructions. I have seen magic unlike anything we studied.
Then I'll find more to study.
Nikki, this group you travel with and the work you're doing, the star charts. I don't know if you're foiling her plans or fulfilling them. She is ancient. Plans upon plans, hundreds of years in preparing, following human bloodlines and waiting for the right child to be born. For God's sakes, arranging marriages to that purpose.
Interesting. Where is she keeping you?
I'm in a cavern, volcanic from the look of it. I don't know where in the world with the teleporters. It could be anywhere.
Teleporters, what does it look like?
A purple smoke rises and envelops you.
So it's
It
an
is.
ability.
It's difficult to control. There's one, her right hand. He's very good at it. More
Does he have
accurate. I
long
think the
white-
ability began with him.
Long white hair, scars all over his face.
No. He looks like he would like to be called a pirate prince. Foppish, like Montagnans, but absolutely deadly. Nikoletta,
Demetrius advised against this. Advised against speaking to you, you know.
it's a dangerous unguent. And now that I've contacted you, the rules might change.
Every unguent is dangerous.
I know. I needed you to make the choice instead of just appearing. I appeared to him to save your life. And that's how I found out I could. I do miss him, but If she asks if I've contacted you, I won't be able to lie anymore. Your Hexenwerk was never the problem. She believed it because she thinks it's the problem for everything. The appearance of Hexenwerk has changed her plans. I don't know the details beyond that. Just, she has plans, and the appearance of the undead in Ison changed them.
If the Hexenwerk was not the problem, then what was it? Were you just using that as an excuse then?
She's willing to blame many things on Hexenwerk, and so she didn't question it. There's one other thing.
Yeah.
Somehow, she's very attuned to where you all are.
Was that something that she acquired recently, or has it always been that way?
For as long as you've been interacting with the star charts. She always knows where you are. Was how I came to realize that she was checking up on me.
Interesting. We're going to figure this out, Sarah. We're going to find you. And we're going to fix this.
What can you tell me about Verity?
Verity? Why do... Oh. Demetrius seems to like her. I think he finds her general disapproval and barbing entertaining, or in the very least challenging. And you know how Demetrius is about a challenge.
As far as reasons to move on go, I think my girlfriend is dead is not a bad one.
There are crazier ones I've heard of. Not many. What did you expect to happen? Don't get me wrong, I thought he was going to wallow around in his misery forever after you. I think she took him as much by surprise as he did her.
And she gives a sudden glance over her shoulder. These vampires are not like the ones from your studies. They're more powerful. The weaknesses are there, but not as all-encompassing. And they have a capacity for control that none of the monsters Father taught us to fight could match.
Wunderbar.
Do not underestimate us. And Demetrius is right.
To not trust
Not me.
you?
If she gives me a command, a direct one, I won't be able to disobey it. Not unless I become like her. Right now, I am what they call a revenant.
Revenant. You are bound by the law and word of your mistress.
They all are to a different degree, but if she commands, I obey. If she transforms me into a lord like her, she said it is a state like a caterpillar. Consume enough, grow powerful enough. And then I become a vampire lord.
I get the feeling fixing it is going to be much more difficult if you do that.
There are cures, she says.
Not certain I would believe anything she says.
For the
But
lesser ones.
Wow. I wouldn't want to keep you too much longer then. The longer we talk, the more dangerous it seems to be. And if Demetrius hears of this, he's already going to have my head.
She nods and steps forward towards you.
She takes a step back.
She holds out a hand. I can't touch you. I'm not really here.
She'll extend her hand outwards and kind of like just brush the two spectral.
And there's a sensation of cold, but no actual physical interaction. After this, she'll know in time. After this, measure every word I say. I may not be lying, but I might be. I won't want to, but I might be.
Well, I suppose it's a good thing that Demetrius already half thinks you're lying anyway. He's a distrustful man. You know this.
And she glances over her shoulder and vanishes.
Still a strange sensation. She walks over, kind of ruffles Arnau's hair a little bit if he feels anything. And then
Arnau, actually, hang on. In your work with this particular unguent before, have you ever had interaction with a living person who was in the room when you were spirit walking?
Not that I can recall. No, she's brushed past people and has heard people mention about cold breezes, more specifically Verity and Demetrius, I believe, up until now, but not like trying to actually touch. Or
as you touch Arnau, his hair moves. Arnau, you feel a ruffling in your hair, like a. But Nikoletta, you suddenly get an impression. This is different from most Hexen work. Hexen work tends to be very visceral. How this functionally works is it's a way to divorce the soul from the body that was found to have uses. Often bodies that die this way rise as ghouls.
Mm-hmm.
The spirit being able to walk around was a secondary discovery from the original, from what you got the impression of.
Mm-hmm.
You are, for all intents and purposes, a ghost. And ghosts are capable of possessing people. And as you touch Arnau, you have a feeling of his form, of his state of being. And you think that if you tried to step into him rather than into your own body, you could potentially possess his body.
She stops and ponders that for a hot minute. before stepping back and going, consent, and then walks to her body.
For the record, possessing someone without consent would 100% be corruption. So yeah, you you go over.
It's just like that scientific. Ooh, nope.
Do you step back into your body, or do you go somewhere else in the castle? You have hours.
She probably goes and does a similar prankish thing to her father before heading back to her body. She did say that she would like go turn a page or something while throughout the night.
So you go back, you do something, and there's he at first he's like you hang on. You rolled to see if you were wise. Let's see if he does. He starts moving to get out of bed as he notices a disturbance, and you see him sort of moving, wrenching with the pain. And then Erica comes over and get back in bed. What are you? He kind of
she walks over and does a little flick on his forehead.
A lot of research on de Retrouvier.
Then back to the room and back to her body she goes. She's not going to play around with this very long.
You're walking to your body, and you go over and you get close to it, and it's right as you're about to settle back into your body. You feel something preventing you. Alastriona. You are having a very lovely dance. You don't know the steps, and it's clearly a very traditional folk dance. And so, in general, you're just kind of being flung around vaguely in the direction of what's
doing our best. It's fine.
Do you have any dots in perform?
She has 2 dots in perform, actually.
You've got 2 dots. All right. You are getting into it. You are like the first time you see a turn, you don't know how to do it, but the second time you do it with no problem, like a lot of these folk dances, it's very formulaic, and so you're getting into it. And how is she enjoying the dance? She just had a very intense conversation with another similarly aged soldier to her, but now things seem to be going pretty good. What is her general take on what all that's happening?
She doesn't love the mentality of this other soldier, but she also
kill every Hexen worker. I wonder.
Yeah, yeah. She's got like a little funny feeling about that, but also like Alastriona meant what she said, because I think she, in her line, has had the privilege of being able to choose a little bit more, whereas clearly this guy is not. So she respects that. She's not like, it's not weighing on her that he has this different mentality, but she is like, well, I'm going to do what I can to try and keep that from happening, if possible, without also outing my friend. So it's not weighing on her. She gets it. Like, we all have our stories from being soldiers. So she's just enjoying the dance. She's enjoying his time and just, trying to have fun. It's been very little opportunity to just have some fun.
And this is a side of the Eiseners you haven't had much chance to see yet. Eisen has struck you as incredibly serious all the time. Even in the bars, even in the taverns. This is an energy of, we are alive and that's worth celebrating. And you get like, because there's times the guards up on the walls are shooting out into the darkness and stuff like this. Like this much noise, this much light at night is drawing in ghouls. But it's worth it to have this party and to have this celebration. So they have extra guards on duty. They're handling them from the walls. And things seem to be going pretty well. Dance comes to an end. And he's like, "Oh, Fräulein, would you care for another drink?"
Sure, why not? Night's young, isn't it?
Leads over, pours another couple, and you have the I can't get drunk.
Yeah, like is
That's right.
not
So,
hitting
yeah.
her at all unless it's magic. So
He is starting to feel it because these are big. Like again, everything about this is celebration. And so if you're not on duty, and he is not tonight, apparently, he's drinking. So he's starting to get, a little saucy, and but not inappropriate or anyway. Just he's getting a little toppled and stuff like that. He's like, "Oh, they're certainly correct about what they say about you, Inish, and being able to handle your alcohol."
I'm just a little bit special. It's all you would go up very well against some of our finest Inish.
Good to know. I've heard you all grand partiers.
We do like to have a party. If you're going to have one, you better have one right.
Couldn't agree more. He gets a bit of a faraway look.
You all right?
I often thought that I would that I would visit Inish more someday.
Can you not?
I'm needed here. If I fell in a fight, they'd call up the next best. Or maybe I get sent somewhere else. This new Duchess seems to be recruiting pretty hard. Go out to Heinzel.
Oh. Now, this isn't to say anything negative about you, my good man, but you're not on duty tonight. So, stands to reckon that they could be without you for a little bit. Maybe a break is what you need.
I've known a few Eisner soldiers who thought that way. They tend to not come back. Sometimes we wonder if they got caught while traveling out or traveling back in. But Inishmore seems the sort of place it would be easy to fall in love with. Easy to find reasons not to come home.
It is a wonder of a place, I will say that. Quiet when you need it to be. A damn good time when you want it to be.
Also, you have a king who's known to appear in bars and to throw down in a bar fight just because it seems like fun.
A man of the people. That can happen, but just means that we know, well, it means that he keeps in touch, which I think is important.
We haven't had a king since the emperor died in the war, and his children all died in the years that followed. Now we're just city-states, little nations. But Duchess Verhild seems the like that maybe folks might rally around, so who knows? Things change.
Aye. Things can change. Which is a far cry different from what you were saying earlier. You change your mind all that quickly.
It's nice to think. Things can change, but I don't know that I'm the one to change them.
Who knows? All we can do is try. That's why we join up, isn't it? We want to make things work. We want to make things better in our own ways.
Is optimism an Inishmore trait too? Are you the optimist of your group?
Actually, I think I'd be called the grump. Well, no.
Are you the
Maybe
grump
not.
or are you the realist?
I'm the go and get it done. I don't really do a whole lot of the talking.
Well, thank you for talking to me.
I've enjoyed it.
And he throws back the last of his drink. Well, if I'm going to be doing my shift in the morning, I best get started sleeping it off now.
Smart. You're
And
going to
he-
be able to get where you need to safely.
Oh, if I collapse in the street, they'll drag me the rest of the way.
Do you need somebody to make sure you get there?
If you're going to the castle,
Right?
I'll take the escort.
Come on. We'll walk together and she'll just like shoot down the rest of her drink.
Mm-hmm. Arnau. Some time has passed, and you feel some ruffling in your hair, and that's weird. And there's an odd chill sensation to it too, like your hair ruffles and your scalp gets cold type thing.
Fascinating.
And then you start hearing, what's your notice? 2.
Mhm.
Have you bumped it up since?
No.
Still notice of 2. There's this weird buzzing sound coming from somewhere in the room.
The urge to say, I'm sure it's fine, is probably not correct. So there is this gut instinct that are now it's like, I have no idea what's going on and I'm scared to fuck it up. But he's gonna go check out whatever the buzzing is anyway.
As you get closer, you realize it seems to be coming from Nikoletta's body.
Pokes the face.
Face is warm.
Puts the ear to the chest.
Heart is beating. Very slowly, but heart is beating. But as you get your ear closer, the buzzing gets louder. Not coming from her chest, though.
Where's it coming from?
You're starting to try to figure out. And then you smell a whiff of smoke. And looking down, you see from the pouch that she always wears on her side, a thin stream of smoke coming out from it, and a smoldering smell.
Whoop. Looking
You
in the
open-
pouch.
You see the orb. Now, would Arnau have noticed Nikoletta messing with that orb? You can both talk about that, like whether he paid enough attention to what she was doing and how public she was messing with it.
I mean, there was a whole section of the Hexatitan fight where she had pulled it out and it went rolling across the floor. He saw her chase it.
Yeah. So he's definitely seen the orb, but he's probably never paid enough attention to it to realize that it gets incredibly hot.
That was why she dropped it.
Yeah. Well, he didn't. He was actively like trying to axe crystals. He was not paying attention that much.
He had an idea and was distracted by it. He was hyper fixated during this fight.
He was busy attacking rocks on walls.
He saw Nikoletta drop the orb. He doesn't know why. We were actively fighting a Hexen Titan. Nikoletta's small and frail.
So you see an orb. So you see this orb. You see smoke coming from your perspective under it.
He's gonna go grab, because he's in Nikoletta's room, which means she has scientific equipment. Because if he sees smoke, he's like, okay, this thing might catch on fire. So he's gonna go grab prongs, because I'm certain she has prongs somewhere, and he's gonna grab the orb with the prongs, because touching anything related to hexen work with his hands sounds like a bad idea on
Okay.
so many different levels.
So you grab the tongs. Actually, it's not with any of her scientific equipment. It's just by the fireplace for moving around logs and stuff when stoking the fire. And you're able to grab the orb and pull it out, and you see the inside of the bag is smoldering. Nikoletta,
Oh dear.
as you are trying to get to your body, you can't tell what is keeping you away. But then you don't hear the whistle. You are slightly too shifted with reality to pick up something that high pitched. However, you do see the smoke that starts coming from the pouch that's holding it.
Seeing that Arnau is also sitting there staring at it, she starts pulling at the bag. She understands that it's just going to make the lip a bit twitch, but she's just going to.
As you reach in towards your hands, you feel like you've been burned. And you're not supposed to be able to physically, other than the occasional quick ghost-like contact, be able to interact with anything there. But this hurts. And you step back and you look, and there's no sign of damage to your fingers. But as you look down at them, the pain signal coming from them. And also, you're not really supposed to be able to feel pain in this form. You're supposed to be completely disconnected from your body.
Well, there's circumstances. This is not a dramatic wound, right?
You won't know yet.
I kind of do, though, because that's part of the engine. Okay,
what is the rule in the engine?
The rule in the engine is if you take a dramatic wound while you're a spirit, you immediately return to your body and take an additional dramatic wound.
Oh, that's if a wound is done to your body, not to your spirit form. So if someone were to hit you while your body is asleep.
While you are... okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, never mind. But it's just another string of Eisner curses. She's now tapping on Arnau's shoulder, just like...
So Arnau, as you are pulling the orb out of the thing, suddenly you feel a cold tapping on your shoulder.
Ah! Swing the orb at wherever the tapping is coming from.
Okay.
Oh, please don't hit any of the beakers.
I can replace them. It's fine.
So the direction it was coming from, you were by his side, back to the bed, and you get clubbed by a force that you can't see and knocked towards the wall, through the wall, and you are now floating outside of the Castle von Richter.
this is
No. Try to float back inside.
The wall is solid.
what the fuck?
Is there an open window? She's burning things. There would have been an open window for ventilation.
You go over to the window and you go to approach, and you feel the same form. Then you see Arnau. Did I correctly interpret? You went and you picked the thing back up before it lights the castle on fire? Is that the?
Yeah, he's putting it in some water to make soup.
as you grasp, you see Arnau pick it up again and move, and then suddenly your hand is able to move forward, and you realize there is some sort of field emanating from the orb that you cannot penetrate.
Oh no! Just screaming, probably uselessly.
Yeah, he can't hear you.
You just see him. He puts the orb in like this like he's got like a little like a jug of water that he's currently pouring. He's putting the orb in there. He's grabbing some spices and putting them in the thing. He's like, soup. Soup.
Are you trying to recreate the soup you've seen her make?
No.
Okay.
This is just normal soup. Because he's like, I wonder if I can use it. It's just burning up. I don't know what this is doing.
You've seen those science videos where they like take the really, really, really hot like tungsten or whatever and put it
in TikTok videos. Like
yeah. This goes into the water and the water starts flash boiling.
Fast soup.
As you are puttering around, Nikoletta, you think you might be able to get back to your body based on where the orb currently is and where the radius of the field seems to be coming from. You think you can get back to your body, hoping he doesn't make any quick movements in the process of his soup creation.
She'll try to then.
Okay. Moving around, you step up, you touch, and you feel yourself sliding back into your own body and your eyes open on the bed. At that exact moment, the flash boiling stops.
I need soup.
Okay. I'm going to kill that vampire.
What?
Don't worry about it.
That doesn't have the effect that you think it does. In fact, it makes me more worried. What do you mean you're going to kill a vampire?
I mean, we're going to kill a vampire. That's what I mean.
Can you do that? Is that something you can do? They're like immortal, aren't they? Aren't they?
I'll figure it out.
You hear the tinkle of broken glass. Nikoletta.
Snicker, bitch.
And you look over and you see that the blanket the sheet or whatever that you would put over the rose has collapsed down somewhat.
Well, Arnau, I have some more testing to do. Would you like to join me? Or are you more invested in your soup?
What kind of tests?
The rolls again?
Yeah.
Going over, you pull off the covering, and you see that what's the name of the glass thing? The container.
The reliquary.
The reliquary. The reliquary has shattered. And the rose now has 5 very extended thorny branches coming off of it. Almost a full rose bush.
Well, shit. First order of business, find another reliquary.
It needs to be a bigger one, I think, unless we're going to shave the bush.
No,
Can we do that?
Agreed. It needs to be a bigger reliquary.
For the record, everyone, this is nothing compared to what's been in the chat this entire freaking time.
Not wrong.
I'm
Alastriona. You have gotten Captain Schmidt
Schnookered.
to at least the door of the barracks. As he's kind of, you're helping him walk, and well, I'm assuming, would you have, how far are you taking this guy?
She'll walk him to his place. She asked, do you want someone to make sure you get home? He said, yes, sure.
Okay, so
she's gonna do the thing.
At his place, he stops and he opens. the door, and he's looking down. It's a little dungeony, but it's because it's an old castle. Everything's a little dungeony. And he starts to step down, and then he kind of pauses, and he looks at her and goes, do Inish soldiers do the thing where you never know who's going to make it, so you don't find anyone special?
She's gonna pause for a second. I don't know if that's an Inish trait necessarily, or if it's a soldier trait.
That's kind of why I'm asking. Those of
I
us who are in active combat.
I understand what that feeling is. Yeah. It's hard to feel like you can get close to someone when you aren't sure if you're able to come back for them.
If I was a baker or a smith, as my name would indicate, I would be interested in seeing you again. But we are both soldiers.
Aye, we are both soldiers. So then where does that leave everything then? We never see each other again? Is that our fate?
Maybe we will. Maybe if we meet again, I won't be a soldier anymore.
Just from the little I've learned about you tonight, I don't know if that would actually be the case. They need you. You seem pretty loyal to the cause. Can't blame you for that.
As long as I can fight, I will. But maybe I break a leg or take a wound. It happens.
It does. And wounds heal. Bones heal.
And chicks dig scars.
Aye, they do. But I've got a few of my own too.
And we like them as well. I am, in the most awkward way, saying that I can't, but I'd like to.
I understand. Can't, but I'd like to as well.
Good night, Alastriona Toran.
Good night.
And he makes his way down the stairs. Asgeir, you have been working intensely, insanely all night.
Mhm.
You have driven off a
Fuck you, demon. I can do this myself.
a demon spirit. You have an idea.
Mhm.
You need to test it to get to the next step. That will require enchanted fire of some kind.
I know who to ask. And hopefully they don't ask questions, because they've told us not to ask a lot of questions too.
Where are you? Is it someone here, somewhere that you're going now?
Nikoletta!
You rush up, and you get to Nikoletta's room, and at first you're like, "Ooh, is it okay to wake her? I really want to wake her. I suppose I could wait till dawn." But and then you see there's light from under her door, and you hear her voice and Arnau's voice.
Nikoletta? 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 Nikoletta?
Ask you. Come, yes, what?
I need magic fire.
Magic. What?
No, not
We
you.
can do
Not
that.
Should grabs like Arnau, like scruffs the mouth and like shoves him aside. In your line of work, have you ever come across enchanted fire?
The closest thing that I know of that could be that would be that Scourgebane, but it really only lights on fire when coming in contact with the undead. I mean, the only other magical fire I know of is that volcanoes that we were at.
Oh,
You did the magic volcanoes with the pirate ship. Yeah, I would consider that magical.
Yeah.
No, no.
Arnau is raising his hand. And
What?
soup.
Huh?
The orb!
The-
She walks over and grabs the orb.
cool to the touch. And sticky.
She just kind of looks at her and I'm like,
Well,
It-
what about this orb? Why?
It was
Soup?
hot. It was hot. It keeps getting hot. I don't know why.
Okay. Hear me out. This is gonna sound crazy to you, but it'll make sense to Nikki. Hear me out. I have an idea. Big brain idea. This is big brain. So you need magic fire. Orb gets really, really hot somehow. I don't know how. It got hot and then you woke. I guess did it like draw you back to your? I'm not gonna ask that question.
It
probably
kept
not
me
gonna-
away. At least I think that's what that was.
Interesting.
Thank you for moving it, by the way. I was almost not able to return.
I'm not sure I want to ask the questions that are in my head.
It's a
You do
long
not.
story.
Is this a thing I should not tell Demetrius? Is that this
Yeah.
kind of thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
or Verity.
I don't know if Verity would listen to anything I said anyway, but fine.
She listens a lot more than she seems like. Anyway,
That's what you found.
Oh, did you know you have demons in your castle too?
What?
Yes, Surtur himself came and tried to make a bargain for magical fire, and I told him where he could shove that.
Who?
you found a suitor?
No, evil fire genie.
Arnau,
Spirit.
you practiced the faith.
You would know the
We're-
name of the Nordic.
And now we learn that
Fire
Arnau never went to Sunday school.
We're in a castle with a lot of pretty men. First thought he said suitor was
Arnau, I need you to think with the head on your shoulders for just a minute,
oh
and you can go back to the other one.
fire demon.
Thank you.
Oh.
There.
Wait, what?
Not that
Yes.
I'm aware of, no. We're far closer to some measures than we are to Western Menavignac here.
It may be just his ability to reach through the element himself, but I thought you should know it's your home, your castle, and
That would be something to ask grandfather. I don't think so, no.
Does your family have a history of making deals with demons, Nikoletta?
Not that I'm aware of, but neither as they have a history of being Batman, and yet here we are.
I know they do have a history of being Batman. Your grandfather did tell me that.
As per my knowledge, you were asking if I knew.
Wait, you talked to her great grandfather?
Yeah?
They had a lovely conversation. He gave him a token.
You cannot tell anyone that I said that. Mainly because we can't let anyone know that the great granddad exists.
I'm not worried about me telling people. I'm more worried about you blurting it out as you just did here.
Well, we're in a room with just friends, and you knew that he can get up and walk, so I'm not too concerned. Look, my entire life is keeping secrets. Okay, that's literally my entire. There's one running theme.
You
We have to work on the keeping the secret part of your life. But yes, magical fire. I think I've unlocked the secret onto how to recreate your family's armor.
Really? Well, that is quite something.
But
We'll have
the
to look into
alloy, it needs a magical fire base. I can't create it with normal forge equipment.
If I had slightly less moral scruples, I think I could figure out a way we could. If I had
Less
slightly-
moral less. That is concerning, Arnau. That is
Arnau.
concerning.
If we got to less, you would have none.
It's that precisely. If I had absolutely no moral scruples, I think that if you paired that, if we use the orb, and we because it got hot when you were trying to get back in your body. Does it get hot normally when there's undead around?
So far as I've noticed, just when the Hexatitan was around, and there was another time I remember it getting hot. I can't.
It's frequently gotten warm in the presence of Hexenwork, but the Hexatitan was the one other time that you encountered this kind of heat.
Yeah, it's been warm to
So
the
the
touch.
more potent the Hexenwork, the hotter it burns.
I think more so because undead is as potent as Hexenwork gets. The Hexatitan, I don't know of any Hexenworks that does that. That was an abomination of some kind.
So whatever made that is tied to the orb.
I think it's tied to the Dark Mistress somehow. It must be. I don't know how, but...
Well, that's not going to be a feasible route we can take then.
Yeah, because my idea was us taking a poor innocent soul, binding them. This is very bad. We should not do this. Binding them to the orb so that way the orb gets hot and then we could use that to make your magic fire. We should not do that. That's a bad idea. That's a terrible idea.
No.
We're not going to do that. Never. I'm putting that in the back of my mind, putting that away. That's an evil thought, not going there.
If you happen to have a dragon laying around, that might work.
A
I'm
dragon.
going to say around this point, for whatever reason, Alastriona walks in. Like maybe she was trying to go back to her room and hears the conversation in Nikoletta's room, and so walks in.
Yeah, a dragon.
Yeah, she'd hear commotion and just be like, "They're all awake too. What is going on?" Kind of tap, tap, tap.
The door's open. She didn't shut it after Asgeir.
Yeah, she still would have tapped before walking in just to announce she's like there.
Alastriona, know of any dragons?
Yeah.
Why do we need a dragon?
Well, that's complicated. I need magical fire to do the armor thing. I found out how to do the alloy, but it's missing a key component of magical fire. And in order to do that, we need either a dragon or some kind of enchantment, and I have neither.
I came up with an idea.
I'm already going to say no.
I said no.
I don't. Well, that's good. Because sounds like everyone else was also on team no for whatever it is you fucked up. Fucking
Alastriona. For what it's worth, there is the legend that the last living dragon in the world is in Inishmore.
Okay.
It's kind of a local Inish tale. Like, it's not in the big legends of the world or whatever. Just the Inish tend to believe.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the last dragon.
Well, I mean, supposedly, Inishmore has the last living dragon. It's what the locals' legends say. Can't say I've seen it for myself, but weirder things have been going on. Could be true.
Can also use a volcano with the enchantment. That would work really well.
Do you have the enchantment that you need? You just said you didn't have it.
That's why I came to Nikki.
Does Nikoletta, do you have the enchantment he needs?
Again, the only fires that I really know of in Hexenberg is Scourgebane, and it only works against undead. That and this thing, whenever it gets near something undead. As she's staring at this orb, can I have her walk to the window and chunk it to the nearest hunk of rock?
Sure. You're pretty far up, so you're like tossing it down.
Yep.
Like down several stories.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you aiming for any particular rock or just basically dropping it?
She just wants it to shatter.
It goes down, 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 hits the point of a rock very firmly. The rock shatters. The orb seems intact. You are several stories away from it in the dark, but
No.
That did not sound like glass shattering. That sounded like stone.
It's fine. It's a boulder. It's fine.
I don't think breaking this thing is going to work.
I had to try. Sarah said that this dark mistress has been tracing us since finding the star charts, and that's the only other thing I can think of.
So that's the thing that might be tracing us?
Possibly.
Alastriona, you've very recently had a chat about a dark mistress.
I did.
And Nikoletta just mentions it out of nowhere.
I mean, Alastriona has told all of them about the Dark Mistress, so
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
so she's just gonna be like, yeah, that fucking bitch.
She has my sister, Alastriona.
Where?
I don't know. Some volcanic cave, she said. There's quite a lot of those across there. More than a small handful. Unless you know of one.
I don't think Alastriona does.
Yeah, not a lot of volcanoes.
Yeah. I don't know really of any volcanoes. Except the one that we all found way back.
There's volcanoes back home. We use them quite often for forges, but they don't have magical properties.
That you know of.
Except some. There are the tales of the forges that
There
were
I mean,
made
there
from
are
souls of
rumors
fire.
like your dragon, but
Mhm.
no one has any proof.
No, there's rumors like the Dark Mistress as well. It seems as that is our bread and butter these days.
Yeah, well, I watched you turn a fish into a zombie, so that one I'm a little bit more inclined to believe.
Also, Alastriona and Asgeir, by now, it's hard to avoid the black rose bush that is on Alastriona's desk.
I mean, Nicoletta's.
On Nikoletta's, yes. So,
I don't know.
Alastriona this whole time.
Nicoletta.
It broke.
Have you been feeding that fucking thing to make it grow like that?
No,
It hasn't called you Seymour, has it?
not recently.
Nikoletta, even I found that unconvincing. Have you been feeding the bush?
You watched me feed the lily before it died. But not the rose, no.
So that's growing on its own. Fantastic.
We're thinking about maybe trying to shave the bush.
We should absolutely trim the bush.
I'm an adult. I'm an adult. I'm an adult.
That makes one of us.
I need to find a larger reliquary to put it in.
If you trim it, it'll make it look bigger.
Yeah. Trim the bush down,
That's
make the whole
put
thing
the
look
bush in
bigger.
the sun.
Well, with that, I think we're ready to bring this episode.
That's the note we end on. Yeah.
Yes.
I had a whole spooky thing to end spooky episode with, but no, we're ending on shave the rose bush, trim the rose bush so that the reliquary looks bigger. That's where we'll finish. That's where we are now. Thank you to Basics of the Game for producing this. I hope you're proud. Thank you to all of my players. Thank you to Dragon of the Dark Rose for all the production stuff she does. And until next time, keep playing more games.
Going to hell.